Hey, Mike and Mike's Mix here. For today's section of Ask Mike, we have a question from John, who's an endurance athlete. John wanted to know a few exercises he could do in the off-season to strengthen his hip flexors. Today I'll show you 3 exercises. Enjoy. The first exercise I'm going to show you is the hanging leg lift, and we're going to take a look at 3 varieties. This is probably the most functional of the hip flexor exercises, and it also works your abs quite well. This first variety is the bent leg variety, and it's certainly the easiest. What you're trying to do is drive your knees up with control into your chest. You're looking forward as you're doing this, trying not to move your upper body, and slowly lowering with control. Do about 10 reps here. Now let's take a look at the straight-legged variety of this exercise. It's significantly more difficult, but you're using the same form. You're driving your legs up as high as possible. Try to pause there for a second, and with complete control, lower your body. Again, keep your upper body tight. Try not to move it at all. You're just driving your legs up and lowering with control. Here's another variation with a full range of motion. Here I tilt my head back and engage my back and arm muscles to rotate my body and bring my feet all the way up to the bar. The next exercise is a standing hip flexion. This is one of my favorites because, especially at the gym, you look really cool when you do it. All joking aside, this is an excellent functional exercise, and if done regularly, will increase your range of motion and help prevent injuries. Without moving your body, lift your knee as high as possible, pulling it up into your chest. Stretch and pause at the top. Lower slowly. Do 10 reps on each leg. I have found this exercise to be particularly useful for increasing my range of motion for rock climbing. As this is a weak spot for me, I usually modify this exercise by incorporating a manual stretch at the top. I just grab my knee, pull it up to my chest an extra ½ an inch, and lower it down slowly. The last exercise is the lying hip bridge. This is another exercise that will undoubtedly elicit that much crave for attention in the gym. This exercise does not actually work the hip flexors directly, but is a good complement to the previous 2 exercises as it stretches the hip flexors and works the antagonistic muscles, including the glutes. Keep your knees roughly 10 inches apart, and while keeping your feet flat on the ground, raise your hips up towards the ceiling. Stretch at the top. Contract your glutes as you raise your hips while keeping your abdominal muscles flexed. Do about 20 reps for this exercise.